Good evening and welcome to TV16 News Live at 5. Today is Tuesday, November 16th. I'm Joshua Cole Little.
And I'm Kelly Deshbosh. Coming up, Searcy police release photos of suspects.
And find out how Walmart is helping customers this holiday season.
We'll have more on that and more, but first, let's take a look at weather with Katie Cole. Katie.
We saw some much needed rain today, but can we expect to see some more? I'll have all that coming up, but first let's take a look at sports with Kevin Boyce.
Well, we had a sensational victory Saturday as Harding took down North Alabama. We'll have that more coming up. But now let's take a look at your headlines as your TV16 News starts right now.
The Searcy Police Department has released surveillance photos in hopes that the public will recognize a couple wanted on forgery charges. Investigators say the couple is suspected of passing counterfeit checks throughout the state. In September, the couple forged a check at the Searcy Walmart and are also suspects in two other forgery cases in Pocahontas and Newport. Police say the two were last seen driving a small silver car. If you have any information about this case, contact the Searcy Police Department.
A new report says most Arkansas schools have been saving poverty money year after year, leaving high poverty students behind. The report shows that 84% of schools carry over the National School Lunch Act funds each year. This money is supposed to be allotted to schools according to the number of students eligible for free or reduced lunches. Many school districts in Arkansas carried over more than 20% of their poverty money at the end of last year. Members of Arkansas Advocates for Children and Families say this is a crime. The organization wants all of the money to be used each year in programs that close the achievement gap between poor students and their peers. This includes after-school programs and student health programs.
As Thanksgiving nears, many shoppers are looking forward to Black Friday, the most popular retail day of the year. But most retailers open their doors at 5 a.m. But today, Walmart announced that it would open its doors at midnight, the day after Thanksgiving. The Arkansas Native Store is the latest retailer to announce earlier hours to try to lure in bargain shoppers.
A Bryant boy has kicked off a school bus 6 miles away from his home. The 14-year-old student says he moved into an empty seat to avoid a conflict with another student. The move ended up costing him a ride home and 2 hours spent in a parking lot without his parents being notified. The incident was prompted by an internal investigation by the school district, but administrators are not releasing the information to the media or to the parents of the boy.
An Independence County man has been charged with first-degree murder. The county sheriff's department responded to a child's distress call on Sunday morning in Desha. When they arrived, a child was transported to Washington Regional Medical Center and later pronounced dead by medical staff. During the investigation, probable cause was established and Jesse Holloman has been charged with first-degree murder and bond is set at $250,000.
Senator-elect John Bozeman will stand with the GOP in an effort to ban earmarks on bills. Bozeman says he will vote for the proposal to keep Republicans from getting earmarks. He says the ban will show that Washington is serious about controlling federal spending. Bozeman defeated the incumbent Democratic Senator Blanche Lincoln in the November 2nd election. Before the election, Lincoln had bragged about her support for earmarks and criticized Bozeman for his support of the GOP ban.
Veterans who were offered free dinners ended up getting a little more than they bargained for. Last night, the North Little Rock Golden Corral offered free dinners for veterans. However, with the parking lot being packed, veterans began parking in the parking lot of what they thought was a vacant store. There were no parking signs posted in the lot, but the veterans thought that since the building was empty, it wouldn't matter. The owner of the lot had their cars towed. But this story has a happy ending. When Phillips Brothers Towing realized what had happened, the company let the veterans pick up their cars free of charge.
Thanksgiving weekend is just around the corner and more people will be on the roads this year. AAA reports that holiday travel is expected to be 11% higher this year than it was in 2009. There is a 12% increase in Americans expected to drive, while air travel is expected to increase 3.5%. Over 90% of those traveling said they would drive to avoid the hassle of airport security. AAA says that this is the largest record portion in history.
The nation's largest grocery store is starting a food drive for Thanksgiving. Walmart spokeswoman Kelly Cheeseman says they've made it easy for shoppers to help fight hunger. When customers walk in the store, they can grab a list of items to buy that will go to local food banks. Once they have completed their shopping, they can drop the items off in a bin on their way out. The Agriculture Department says that some 50 million Americans are food insecure. That means those Americans are not sure where their next meal will come from. The food drive started yesterday and continues until November 22nd. That is when all items will be given to the local food banks. Over 3,000 Walmart stores across the nation are participating in the food drive.
Coming up, a bomb threat at The Ohio State University. And hear the UK Prime Minister's reaction to the royal engagement coming up after the break.
I joined the National Guard and never thought I'd be saving lives.
It's more than money for college. It's built my character and given me a sense of accomplishment. Now I'm on a career path and I'm the leader of my team.
I put on the uniform and I have a whole new outlook on life. Country, community, family. That's what matters most to me. If that matters to you, go to 1-800-GO-GUARD.com.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
What kind of service plan does this come with?
Unlimited.
Can I keep my same phone number?
Absolutely.
How do I change the ringtone?
Just hook it up to your computer.
Does it have a camera? What's the warranty? Does it come in silver? Can I put my party shuffle on this? Does it have a 3.5 millimeter headset jack? You sell a lot of these?
It's the one I carry.
You ever get those phantom vibrations in your pocket?
Any questions?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Ask questions. For the 10 questions everyone should know, go to ahrq.gov.
Robbery isn't usually a laughing matter, but for one woman in Ohio, it became one after a man wearing a clown mask tried to mug her. Lori Taylor reports the clown ended up getting caught.
This character in a clown mask threw open my bathroom door. I was on the commode, so it was kind of a surprise.
70-year-old Jacqueline Cutright says she lost $28, about $1,000 worth of costume jewelry, and her Ford Escort after a guy wearing this mask broke into her Akron home early Saturday morning. The one thing he did not rob her of was her sense of humor.
Wanted to know where all my drugs and money were. And I said, boy, did you break into the wrong house.
Police say the man behind the mask waving a knife was 22-year-old Corey Buckley of Akron. He got in through this basement window, ransacked the house, and found Jacqueline's prescription medications.
I said, this is my blood pressure medicine. You want some of that? No. I said, this is medicine to help me sleep. You want something to help you sleep? And he said, no, he wanted OxyContin and money.
Jacqueline says she thought Buckley was going to take a little silver bracelet a friend had given her, but he gave it back. That's when she knew he meant her no harm.
The bracelet said, a mother holds her children's hands for a while, but their hearts forever, which I think is lovely. And when he read that, he gave it back to me, and that's when I thought, this man's not going to hurt me.
After 2 hours of tearing the house apart, Buckley took off in Jacqueline's car. According to this police report, he only made it to the end of the street. As police raced toward him, Buckley rolled the car twice, crawled out the window, and made a full confession right after his knife dropped from his pants pocket onto the pavement in front of the arresting officer's feet. After all that, Jacqueline's wondering if she could have taken him herself.
I thought about doing ninja stuff to him, but I thought, no, he's faster than I am. So I more or less just sat there on the lid.
Classes and activities at 4 buildings on the campus of the Ohio State University have been canceled until at least 5 tonight. Authorities say someone made bomb threats at the buildings on the Columbus campus. Those are McPherson Chemical Lab, Scott Laboratory, Smith Laboratory, and the William Oxley Thompson Memorial Library. Officials say several different departments are working together to keep people safe.
We take any kind of threats of this nature very seriously, and we respond with appropriate protocols, which is assessment. We did the evacuation. We secured the buildings and conducting a search, and will continue to investigate the nature of the threat.
Authorities say they sent text alerts to students. There's also a scrolling message on the campus TV channel and a crisis line students can call for any information.
The death toll is rising as Indian rescue workers sift through the rubble of a 5-story building in New Delhi. At least 65 people were killed when the residential building collapsed. Officials fear that that number could soon rise to 70. Sarah Sidner takes us to the scene.
The death toll continued to rise throughout the day here after a multi-story building collapsed on families around 8 p.m. last night India time. For hours now, rescue crews have been coming to the scene, digging through the rubble. They have now finally brought some heavy equipment and some smaller tools to try to get through the heavy concrete slabs that literally flattened. People said it was like a house of cards that fell. But in the beginning, what you were seeing were people digging with their hands, their fingertips, no gloves, just trying to get to people who were trapped underneath. Now, we know that there are dozens of people who have died, dozens of people who are injured, and for a while there were a couple of dozen people who were underneath that rubble. The authorities have been able to get in now with number one, volunteer crews. Hundreds of volunteer crews have shown up, but also the government has sent in their rescue crews. There is now the question of who's at fault. The chief minister of Delhi said that she believed this building was an illegal building. There is a huge problem with that here in India and in Delhi particularly because so many people come into this city every single day and frankly inspection is lax. There are a lot of codes, but a lot of them are not followed and these buildings just go up very quickly to try to house people. They think that is what happened here, a poorly built building, and there was a very difficult monsoon season here, so a lot of rain seeping into these homes, and this one couldn't take it and collapsed. Sarah Seidner, CNN, New Delhi.
Now this one's for all you ladies out there. Britain's Prince William is officially off the market and engaged. His father, the Prince of Wales, released a statement today to say Prince William and Kate Middleton will get married. The royal wedding will take place in spring or summer of 2011. British Prime Minister David Cameron commented on the engagement.
Well, it's great to have a piece of unadulterated good news that everyone can celebrate and be happy for them, and that's how me and Samantha feel, and I'm sure that's how the whole country feels. And I'm sure it'll be something when the country will come together. I remember when I was young, when William's mother got married, I slept on the mall that night and joined in the celebrations, and I'm sure lots of people will want to celebrate in lots of different ways. But let's remember as well, it's two young people who love each other who've made this decision, and it's a fantastically important and exciting moment for them too.
This afternoon at the White House, recognition of heroism and courage are being awarded. President Obama awarded the nation's highest military honor, to the Medal of Honor, to U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Salvatore Gunta. He was presented the medal for going above and beyond the call of duty in 2007 when he ran into a firefight with Taliban forces to rescue one of his wounded comrades. Gunta is the first living Medal of Honor recipient in over 3 decades.
For most college students, Thanksgiving break is just around the corner, and it's time to look forward to seeing family and having a healthy home-cooked meal.
Many college kids usually start school with no idea on how to cook, especially when they live on their own. But a new program is trying to teach them the basics of eating well. Here's Suzanne Hendrick with today's Health Minute.
It's shopping day for these Temple University students in Philadelphia. But unlike many young people in college, this group is not looking for bags of snacks or TV dinners to stock their shelves. Instead, they're participating in what Temple calls the Supermarket Smarts Grocery Store Tour, which is run out of the Office of Student Health Services. It's designed to teach the collegiate set how to shop healthy on a limited budget.
College students are just starting to set down the foundation for their eating as adults. And so by giving them the tools of healthy eating and healthy shopping, it can really set them up for healthy eating as they become professionals.
From calories to fat grams to salt content, nutritionist Nicole Patience, along with personnel from the Fresh Grocer, walk the aisles of the store, pointing out foods to eat and foods to avoid.
If you look around and you look in the shopping carts of the younger students that are around here, you'll see a very well-rounded shopping basket.
Rachel Baxter, a law student at Temple, says she is pretty hip to nutrition, but still learned a lot from the class.
I learned to start looking at labels, start paying more attention to what I'm putting into my body.
Which is what it's all about, eating healthy on a not-so-healthy budget. For today's Health Minute, I'm Susan Hendricks.
We saw some sunshine this afternoon, but is more rain headed our way? I'll have that coming up after the break.
I'm a mommy. I love kids. I'm responsible, loving, nurturing. Mama's coming, baby!
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Where have you been?
I lost my cat.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah, so I made this cat magnet to try and get him back. Cool. Does it work?
Kinda. Nice.
Yeah, but that's not my cat. Gotta keep working on it. See ya.
See ya.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Franz!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblums, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you. Bobby? Susie? Don't worry, that's just the power of the arts!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
Take a look at your weather headlines. We can see some slightly warmer temperatures coming up throughout the rest of the week. We do have a chance for some more showers, but it's looking like we're going to have a clear weekend. If you look at our almanac, we can see our high today was 51 and our low 36, slightly below the average for this time of year. And our current temperatures across the state, mostly in the mid to low 50s. We do have 61 in Fort Smith and 44 in West Memphis, as well as 51 in Pine Bluff. Our current conditions in Searcy, it's 50 degrees, and our humidity is at 82%. Now, if we look at our surface map, we've got a lot going on in our region. We're going to see that low pressure system and that rain move out and off to the east, and we're going to see a few days of some sunshine until we see this low pressure system move into the area later on. Tonight, we can expect our low around 36. It's going to be cool, but mostly clear skies. And tomorrow, our high is going to be around 62, mostly sunny, but we could see some rain in late afternoon. Now take a look at our 5-day forecast. We can see some rain, a chance of some rain tomorrow, but we are going to see a few days of some sunshine and some warmer temperatures as well. Now that's all for your weather. Let's go back to the desk.
Thanks, Katie.
So, Kevin, what do we have looking forward to in sports?
Well, Last night, the Harding women's basketball team opened up season play, and we'll have that and more after the break.
My cell phone number and John's cell phone number. Hey, pretty. And number of the restaurant where we're going to be. And oh, I've left you my pager number too, just in case, because you never know. John, you have the gift?
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400.
So if anything should happen, please don't hesitate.
The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn the signs. Go to autismspeaks.org.
I present to you Algebra 2, Foreign Languages, and finally, Biology. Who among you will step up to their challenge?
Me.
Yeah, I'll do it. Me too. Sign me up.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
The Bisons ended the season in fashion this past weekend as the Bisons took down 15th-ranked North Alabama. Harding jumped out to a quick 23-14 lead at the half by outstanding rushing. The Bisons let the lead slip away in the second as North Alabama came back to make the game 28-23. With 40 seconds left, quarterback Powell lofted the ball to wide receiver Watson for the game-winning grab. The win takes Harding to 6-4 on the season and is Harding's first winning season since 2003. We asked Coach Ronnie Huckabee what it felt like during the last drive.
Tell you how it is in coaching. You don't have time to think about, what if, or you don't have time to think about, the situation, except for the fact that you have decisions to make regarding the situation that is occurring during the game. So you're so focused that you don't have much going through your mind except, hey, we got to get this done. What do we need to do? And that's kind of your mindset as you're in the middle of it.
The Harding volleyball team had its season come to an end on Saturday as the Bisons fell to 20th-ranked West Florida. The loss came in the semifinals of the GSC tournament. Harding fell 3-1 and finishes the season with an 18-11 overall record. West Florida advanced to the GSC championship game where it defeated North Alabama to take the GSC title. The Harding men's basketball team took its second straight win in Memphis on Saturday. The team cruised to a 79-62 victory over Lane at the Christian Brothers Conference Challenge on Saturday. The win brings the Bisons to 2-0 on the young season. Harding will return to action Thursday night as it faces Lambeth in the 2010 home opener. Tip-off is at 7:30. The women's basketball team opened its home opener Monday night as it hosted Central Baptist College. Harding forced 35 turnovers and had 24 steals in the contest, which helped Harding take the 81-46 win. Harding shot 46% from the field and held CBC to only 11 field goals in the contest. The Lady Bisons will be back in action Thursday as they host Lambeth at 5:30 in the Rhodes. The Razorbacks improved their schedule to 8-2 on the season as they easily passed UTEP 58-21 on Saturday. For quarterback Ryan Mallett, the game became another record-breaking performance. Mallett tied the school record for touchdowns with 6. The Razorbacks will be back in action Saturday as they travel to Mississippi State. The game will kick off at 6 o'clock on ESPN. In the SEC, we know who will be playing for the conference championship in Atlanta this year. Number 17 South Carolina went to the Swamp and took an easy 36-14 win at Florida and will face Auburn in the SEC championship game. Number 2 Auburn won another fourth quarter game against Georgia. Kentucky takes care of Vanderbilt, and Ole Miss fell to a struggling Tennessee team. A historic blowout on Monday Night Football, and 2 World Series participants are named Rookies of the Year. Today's top sports stories are up next in Headline Sports.
With Headline Sports, I'm Rafer Weigel. Before their Monday Night Football contest, the Washington Redskins signed quarterback Donovan McNabb to a 5-year contract extension worth $78 million, $40 million of it guaranteed. Despite the 6-time Pro Bowler turning 34 later this month, he will be a key in Coach Mike Shanahan's rebuilding project. Then it was time to play the game, and Michael Vick stole the show. The game of his career that he's dominated from the start en route to a 59-28 drubbing of the Washington Redskins. Vick became the first player in NFL history with at least 300 yards passing, 50 yards rushing, 4 passing touchdowns, and 2 rushing TDs in one game. With the win, the Eagles improved to 6-3, and they're in a first-place tie with the New York Giants in the NFC East. The New Orleans Hornets were off to a NBA best 8-0 start, but their winning streak came to an end with a 98-95 loss to the Dallas Mavericks. With less than a minute to go, tied at 95, Jason Terry nailed a go-ahead 18-foot jumper. He finished with a game-high 26 points off the bench. The two teams will have a rematch Wednesday night in New Orleans. San Francisco Giants catcher Buster Posey was named the National League's Rookie of the Year. Despite being in the minor leagues until late May, Posey helped lead the Giants to a World Series title. He hit 18 home runs, 67 RBI, and had a .305 batting average. Meanwhile, in the American League, Texas Rangers closer Neftali Feliz was named the AL Rookie of the Year. Feliz set a rookie record with 40 saves as Texas reached its first World Series. Feliz received 20 out of 28 first-place votes and is the first Rangers player to win the award since 1974. And that's Headline Sports. I'm Rafer Weigel.
A car slams into the post office, a coyote patrols the streets of Chicago, and a rare pink diamond goes up for auction.
The latest video and stories that'll have you talking are coming up now on Take a Look at This.
Take a look at this. An elderly woman and her 9-month-old grandson are lucky to be alive after they were hit by a car that slammed into this Florida post office. The driver lost control and hit the pair. They were standing in front of the building, and it forced them through the glass windows. The grandmother suffered only a knee injury, but amazingly, the infant wasn't hurt at all. He was reunited with his mother at the hospital.
Wanted to make sure that he was okay, that he was breathing and acting like his normal self, and he was.
Things looked pretty wild in downtown Chicago Monday when this coyote was spotted roaming the streets, but animal control says he's actually pretty timid, and they're happy to have him around to patrol for rats and mice. He's even been fitted with a radar collar to monitor his whereabouts. This rock is out of reach of most fingers. Sotheby's expects the rare 24-carat pink diamond to sell for a record price when it goes up for auction next week. They're hoping the bling will snag between $27 and $38 million. Sotheby's won't reveal the identity of the ring's current owner. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jim Ribble.
All right, so Kevin, with football season coming to an end, what do we have coming up here at Harding Sports?
Well, with the football season coming to an end, the basketball season will start up Thursday. The women's and the men's team will be faced with Lambeth, 5:30 and 7:30.
Great, and it was a cool day and really rainy. Can we expect more?
Well, we might see some rain tomorrow. It would be late afternoon, but we could see that. But for the most part, the rest of the week is going to be clear skies and lots of sunshine.
Nice.
All right, good.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight on Live at 5 for all your local news, sports, and weather. Tune in tomorrow night.
From all of us here at TV 16 News, have a great night.